Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Wisdom Learning for Living. Those who are watching my videos and subscribe my channel, thank you for everyone. Yeah, today we are going to discuss the lesson from class 7th history, New Kings and Kingdoms. New Kings and Kingdoms. In this lesson, we discuss between 7th century to 12th century. 7th century to 12th century. What was happened? What are the new kingdoms were established in our country? Very clearly we are going to discuss. Right? Actually, the beginning of 7th century, emergence of new dynasties. What the emergence? New dynasties were, new dynasties were emerged in different parts of India. Right? Going to discuss what example here, Deccan region, Rashtrakutas, central part of India, Gurjar Pratiharas, Tamil Nadu region, Cholas, Pandyas, Kerala region, Cheras. These are all the new dynasties are emerged in which century? 7th. The beginning of 7th century and continuously established or emerged which were new dynasties. How these many dynasties are emerged? Actually, those who were the kings, they are maintained under the kings many landlords and warriors, landlords as well as warrior chiefs. They are working under the kings. Then there became after like new kings, right? Shall we go to discuss those who are the subordinates? Yeah, subordinate system. Subordinates. Subordinates are Samantas. Subordinates are Samantas. Actually, those who are appointed as subordinates are Samantas, landlords. Which one? Landlords are warrior chiefs. Warrior chiefs. Yes, landlords and warrior chiefs, they are working under the king as a subordinates. These subordinates are giving what for the kings? They are giving gifts and grants for them, as well as these subordinates are giving support for warrior support, military support giving for whom? Kings. Right? This is the duty of whom? They are backbone of the kings. But once they gain, those who are subordinates, once they gain what? Power. What they gain? Power and wealth. Power and wealth. Then immediately they declared themselves as a Mahasamantas. What they declared themselves as? Mahasamantas. Mahasamantas or Mahamandaleshwara. Mahamandaleshwara means what? The great lord of the region. The great lord of the region. Understand? What is Mahamandaleshwara means? The great lord of the region, particular area. Is a head of the particular circle or head of the region. Understand? Those were subordinates. Beginning they are subordinates. Once they gain what? Power and wealth, where in entire subcontinent, then they are independent. They are over their lord and they establish new kingdoms. They establish new kingdom. Those were subordinates are Samantas. Like that, establishment of mid 8th century, one of the famous kingdom in Deccan region. Yeah, we going to discuss what are the kingdoms. First one, Rashtrakutas. Which one? Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas. And here already we discussed Cholas. Those were Cholas. And Madurai, Pandyas. Which one? Pandyas. And Kerala region. Yeah. Cheras. Those were Cheras. Right? Cheras. And the central part of India, Gurjar Pratiharas. Those were Gurjara Pratiharas. Gurjar Pratiharas. And Chandrilas. Those were Chandelas. And northwestern part of India, Chahmanas, and Bengal region, Palas. Those were Palas, and Gangas were in Mahanadi region, right, in Odisha. And next one, Kalingas, Odisha region only. Kalingas. These are all emergence of new dynasties after between 7th to 12th century. Once again, remember those were Gurjar Pratiharas, Chendelas, Chahmanas, Palas, Rashtrakutas, Cholas, Pandyas, Cheras, and the east coastal area, Gangas, Kalingas, and Palas in Bengal region. These are all new kingdoms were emerged between 7th to 12th century. Those who are actually, they are working under the king as a subordinates, their acknowledgement, they are acknowledged to whom? The kings. Then after, once they gain what power and wealth, then they are announced themselves as what? Mahasamanta or Mahamandaleshwara. Like that they are announced. In that, some examples we are going to discuss. One of the kingdom, Rashtrakutas. What is what? Rashtrakuta. Yeah, Rashtrakutas were ruled the Deccan region. Which region? Deccan region. Actually, the beginning they are under they are beginning subordinates. Already we discussed. These are all the chiefs or kings. They are beginning. They are subordinates. Even Rashtrakutas also subordinates of Chalukyas. To whom? Chalukyas of Karnataka. Chalukyas of Karnataka. And they were, once the subordinates gain power and wealth, they overlord, then they establish their kingdom. Yes, in mid 8th century, who was established? Dantidurga. Who was established? The kingdom of Rashtrakuta kingdom, Dantidurga, mid 8th century. Actually, Dantidurga or Rashtrakutas under the control of Chalukyas. They are working as subordinates. Then they are over their lord and established the kingdom in 8th century. Then actually, Dantidurga was not a Kshatriya. Right? Actually, Kshatriyas are take the responsible to rule, right? But he was not Kshatriya. Then how he get as a Kshatriyas, how he can get power where in their kingdom? Actually, they conducted one ritual, Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha, which is ritual performed with the help of Brahmins. Once completion of ritual or sacrifice gain or get as a rebirth. Like that, Dantidurga to perform or conduct which one? Ritual of Hiranyagarbha. After he gained a rebirth, then establishment of kingdom of which one? Rashtrakuta. Once they rebirth as a Kshatriya, then they establish. This is a beliefs which will Hiranyagarbha. It's one of the belief. Perform this ritual with the help of whom? Brahmins. What is the use of the conduction of this ritual, performing of this ritual? They get rebirth. What they get? Rebirth. Then they are they establish the kingdom where in the Deccan region and ruled. Yes, in this period, not only Dantidurga, even many rulers, they are not actually Kshatriyas. Then they gain power and rule. And then in that examples we discuss Mahamandaleshwara. Yes. Kadamba Mayur Sharma and Gurjara Pratihara. king here, Harishchandra. Yes, Kadamba Mayurasimha, and next one Gurjar Patihara, King Harishchandra. These two members actually they are not Kshatriyas, they are Brahmins, but they are get support of the warriors, even the subordinates. Then they gain power, especially Kadamba Mayurasimha ruled Karnataka region, respectively. Which region? Karnataka region. And Gurjar Patihara, yes, already we mentioned right here. Gurjar Patihara, Harishchandra ruled Rajasthan. Which region? Rajasthan. Why we discuss about especially about them in this century? Yes, many people they gain power. Those who are mostly either the subordinates or the family of the son, kings of the family, related to the family of kings. Then those who are gained much of power as well, they independently they establish different type of different kingdoms entire the subcontinent. You understand? Up to we clearly discuss about Dattidurga related to Rashtrakuta kingdom. Then they beginning they are under the Chalukyas of Karnataka. Then they established new kingdom in Deccan region. After we discuss the same manner, many kings in India they are not related to the Kshatriyas, but they are gave up their traditional, like they are Brahmins, right? They gave up their traditional and lead or take the responsible to rule. Where in the Karnataka region, where in Rajasthan region, Kadamba Mayurasimha as well as Gurjar Patihara Harishchandra, right? And next we are going to discuss the concept here about Prasasti. Which one? Prasasti. What is Prasasti? And before going to discuss about the Prasasti, administration also there. Administration we want to discuss. Administration in kingdom. Administration in kingdoms. Right? How they are administrated. Yeah. Kings, once they gain power, those who are the kings, once they gain power, then they adopted a big sounding titles like Maharaja, Adiraja, Maharaja, Adiraja, these titles of the kings, and Tribhuvana Chakravartiyan, Tribhuvana Chakravartiyan. These are all the titles. Tribhuvana Chakravartiyan means Lord of three world. Lord of three world. Lord of three world. Right? You understand? Once they gain power, those who are come administrate to the kings, then they adopted new titles like Maharaja, Adiraja, and Tribhuvana Chakravartiyan. Tribhuvana Chakravartiyan means Lord of three kingdoms. Lord of three world. Lord of three world, not kingdom. And then once they gain power, and immediately they get supported from, especially subordinates, and get support from association of peasants, and not only them, even traders. They get support from traders and Brahmanas. From whom? Brahmanas. Subordinates, peasants and traders and Brahmanas all are gave support for whom? The administrator or those who are emerged as a new kings to the kingdoms. Understand? And this is those who are the people mostly help to them. These are all the people like subordinates, peasants, association and traders and Brahmans. In all aspects, they are only helping to them. And next one, what is the source of revenue for them? Resources. Actually, once they establish the kingdom, they need some sources, right, for administration purpose. Yes, they are collected taxes from. What is the resource? Taxes. Yes, different variety of taxes they are collecting from people. The period, especially they collect tax products of peasants, and next one some products artisans. From whom? Artisans. And they are collected tax from traders, land revenue, traders, and even they are collecting cattle keepers, collecting taxes from cattle keepers. Yes, these are all the sources. Even some members, even their those who are wealthiest people, they need to pay land revenue. Revenue, land revenue, all variety of taxes. Yes, the source of the administration, different variety of taxes they are collecting from the people of their kingdom. Then they are administrated properly. Yes, this money not only not this revenue not using for not only for administration purpose, even they are using for some development activities, either construction of temples, as well as revenue spent for wars. Why? Because if any other kingdom, neighboring kingdoms are attack on our country, no, then they are control for wars. They have spent this revenue. And appointed special warriors chiefs, appointed special warrior chiefs to protection of their areas, like that they are spending what the revenue. Understand what we discussed up to now? Yes, about the administration, how like once they gain power, then they are adopted their titles like Maharaja, Adiraja, Tribhuvan Chakravartiyan. And next, Tribhuvan Chakravartiyan means coming in mostly in examination, Lord of the Three World. Lord of the Three World. Then they are once they are gained the power, then they get help from the subordinates, associates of peasants and traders and Brahmins. Then they rule. What is the source of revenue? Yes, the products producers related to the peasants and artisans and the traders and cattle keepers, and even another variety of land revenue they collected, administrated properly. Even some developments there take the responsible first, construction of temples, even spend some revenue in the wars because to protection of kingdom, as well as appointed special warrior chiefs to control their local areas. Like that they are spending. And especially Cholas period Cholas ruled which region? Yeah, rulers of Tamil Nadu. Cholas, they are collected nearly 400 and variety of taxes. How much? 400 and variety of taxes they are collecting from the people. Right? In that, what tax is their highest? No, Vetti. Which one? Vetti. It's one of the tax. It's not like taking money or cash from the people. This is nothing but forced labor. Which one? Forced labor. Those who are people are working in their fields without wages. They are nothing but Vetti. Slavery. Yes, it's one kind of tax. Not only this, Kadamai. Kadamai, it's one of the tax. Yes, land revenue. It's nothing but land revenue. And other variety of taxes. Like how many variety of taxes they are collecting? No, 400 and variety of taxes they are collecting from the people. This revenue which is used for administration of their kingdom properly. That's why I clearly mentioned they concentrate to strengthen their power, then they concentrate to increase their wealth condition. Once increase the wealth condition, then they properly protect their kingdom from others. Understand? It's a very clear. Up to now we discussed about two new dynasties. Those who are established the new dynasties, subordinates. One of the subordinates we discussed an example of that, Rashtrakutas, and their administration, how they are administrated. Okay, here they mention about taxes. Taxes are revenue are collecting. Those who are take the responsibility to collect these taxes, yeah, subordinates, either it is warrior chiefs and the wealthiest family members, they are appointed by the kings, collecting this revenue from the people in different variety of taxes, right? Yes. And next we are going to discuss about prasasti. What is prasasti and what is the information inside of the prasasti? Yes, prasastis. Prasasti is nothing but it's containing details about the kings. Prasasti means about the praise of lords, praise of kings. It's kind of inscription. It's kind of inscription. Inscription means, yes, the information which is written on hard surface, nothing but stones or metals. stones are metals. In Ashoka period, we discussed about this. Yes, inscription, beginning of the, yes, after minimum kings were established their inscriptions, right? Prasasti is nothing but inscription. This is on kind telling about the details of the kings, right? Yes, may not literally, it's not literally not true. Understand? Prasasti, what they mention inside of the Prasasti, what they are containing details about inside of the Prasasti. Actually, they are writing about achievements of kings. Achievements of kings. What are the achievements? Yes, victories. About victories. And next one, about their period. About their period. The administration period. Which one? Administration period. And their administration policy. Administration policies. Administration policies, everything, complete their achievements, they clearly mentioned inside of where in this Prasasti. Those who were described this, those who were composed, actually learned Brahmins. Learned Brahmanas, they are responsible to which one? Compose which one? Prasasti. Yes, it's containing details of achievements of kings, right? Yes, once they compose this one, how they compose, already we clearly mentioned either it is stones or metal. Especially in this period, they recorded this Prasasti in copper plates. Which one? Copper plates. Where it is recorded in copper plates. Those who were composed it, learned Brahmins. What inside of the Prasasti? Achievements of kings. Understand? And especially once they are composed, those who are the learned Brahmanas compose this Prasasti, then the kings are giving for them some rewards. The rewards only grants of land. Which one? Grants of land. Yes, those who are rewarded, once the kings are rewarded to the Brahmins, those who are composed which one? Prasasti, for them grants of land they are giving for them, because their work, and this is reward, right? Appreciation, whatever it is. And next, one example we are going to discuss here, one of the Prasasti, Gwalior Prasasti. Which one? Gwalior Prasasti. Gwalior Prasasti, which is founded in Madhya Pradesh. Where in? Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Gwalior Prasasti, it's containing, especially it's composed in Sanskrit. Which language? In Sanskrit language, which is telling achievement. What is there inside? It is described about achievements of, Prasasti means achievements, right? Achievements of Nagabhatta. Achievements of Nagabhatta, who was king of Pratihara. We discussed it before, right? Pratihara. Nagabhatta, Pratihara king. Right? What is there inside of this Gwalior Prasasti? Yes, complete achievements, right? Yeah. He won on, when he was prince. Yes, many rulers fell before him, like that they clearly mentioned. Those were Andhra, and the next one Vidarbha, and next Kalinga, Sindh. Which one? Sindh. These rulers, those who are rulers of Andhra and Vidarbha, it's a part of wherein Maharashtra, examination they ask, and Kalinga, already I told Odisha. Which one? Odisha. And Sindh, present in Pakistan. Yes, Andhra, right? Andhra, Vidarbha, and Kalinga, and next one Sindh. These are all those who are the rulers of these kingdoms. They fell before him when he was prince. Yeah, achievement. Yes. And next one, another information, the kings of those who were, he was defeated many kings in entire India, especially he was defeated the kings of Vanga, Bengal region. I write here better, it's visible. Yes, Vanga and Anartha and Malwa. These are all defeated. Who was Nagabhatta was defeated to whom? These are all, yes, Vanga kings, especially Vanga means Bengal region. Which region? Bengal. Anartha means part of Gujarat. Part of Gujarat. And Malwa, Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh. And coming to next Matsya and Vatsa, northern regions, northern kingdom, northern part of kingdoms. Yes, Matsya, Vatsa and Malwa, Anartha, and next one Vanga, and next one Chakrayudu. Chakrayudu, the king of Kanauj. King of Kanauj. Yes, these are, he was victory on Chakrayudu, ruler of Kanauj, and he was, those who are the kings are defeated, Vanga rulers as well as Anartha, and next one Malwa and Matsya and Vasta, all people are defeated. Yes, like that clearly mentioned wherein Gwalior Prasasti. Yes, Gwalior Prasasti is there in which language? Sanskrit. Who it is described about whom? Nagabhatta, who was ruler of Pratihara. He was king of Pratihara. Kirata also is there here. Kirata. Yes, forest people. Yes, these are all the rulers who were defeated. Like that, they clearly mention inside of the Prasasti. Which Prasasti? Gwalior Prasasti. What is Prasasti? It's very clear, right? Achievements of kings, right? And not only here, another important concept we want to discuss. Not only Prasastis, even many inscriptions are telling about the kings, as well as many manuscripts is there, right? Many manuscripts are telling about, means complete history about the kings, they clearly mention, right? Then one of the poem we are going to discuss here, historical poem about history of Kashmir kings. Yes, which is composed in Sanskrit language. In Sanskrit language, who was composed this one? His name Kalhana. Was composed that Kalhana. Kalhana, one of the famous poet. Then he was written about what? History of Kashmir kings. Actually, Prasastis, what they mention, achievements, right? They're completely their achievements, right? Then written inside of, composed inside of the Prasasti. But once coming to whom Kalhana, he was written about the history of the Kashmir kings. Inside of the poem, what they mention, it's a long history of the whom Kashmir kings. What they mentioned, no, is their achievements. Along with that, he was criticized them. How he get the information with the help of inscription, and next one with the help of documents, eyewitnesses, what he was seeing at the time, everything he was gathered and mentioned where in the long history of whom Kashmir kings. Who was written about Kashmir kings? History of Kashmir kings? Kalhana. Right? Where is there Gwalior Prasasti? In Madhya Pradesh. What is the Gwalior Prasasti? What is described about? It's described about achievements of Nagabhatta, who was ruler of Pratihara. Right? Next, we are going to discuss warfare for wealth. Those who were established the new kingdoms or new kings, then they started to begin to conquer the neighboring kingdoms. Why they are conquer the neighboring kingdom? For wealth. Occupying, getting of what? Much of wealth. In that we discuss now about the praised city of Kanauj. About Kanauj. Kanauj is there in Ganga Valley region in Uttar Pradesh. Which region? Ganga Valley region in Uttar Pradesh. Which state? Uttar Pradesh. Why they started war? To conquer the kingdom as well as wealth of the kingdom. Right? In that we discuss about one of the prized city, Kanauj. Kanauj, one of the wealthiest city, as well as which is a trade center and which is connecting silk routes from Asian continent, West Asia, that is East Asian continent. Yeah, Kanauj. It's a praised city wherein Ganga Valley region in Uttar Pradesh. Yeah, this is wealthiest city which is connecting trade route between West Asia and East Asia, which is central part of subcontinent. That's why many people they are trying to control this city, especially those who are trying to control for which one the Kanauj. Three kingdoms continuously, not 1 year or 2 years, centuries for centuries they are fighting for controlling of which one Kanauj. Especially three parties here are trying to control in that. First of all, central part of India already we discussed, Gurjara, Pratiharas, and the next southern part of India, Deccan region, Rashtrakutas, and Bengal region, Palas. Those were Palas. These three kingdom, Gurjar Pratiharas, Deccan region, Rashtrakutas, and Palas. Continuously they will fight for controlling of which one? Kanauj. That's why what the historians are called this tripartite fight was no tripartite struggle. Which one? Tripartite struggle. Which is tripartite struggle? Yes, controlling of which one? Kanauj Purba. Three parties here: Gurjar Pratiharas and Rashtrakutas and Palas. Centuries, nearly 2 centuries they are fight each and other then to control of which one? Kanauj. For what? Yes, for wealth. For what? Wealth of the cities, wealth of the temples, wealth of the kingdom, right? And not only our inside, not only subcontinent kings, even other people they know about the India. Yes, India is one of the wealthiest country. Yes, very powerful country also. But some Afghan rulers, those who are the Afghan rulers, they started invented on our country. In that, first of all, I want to discuss Muhammad, Sultan Muhammad Ghazni. Yes, Sultan Muhammad Ghazni. Right? He was Afghan ruler, ruled between 997 to 1030. Between 997 to 1030. Who was ruled the Afghan region? His name Sultan Muhammad Ghazni kingdom. Right? He was ruled between 997 to 1030. He was invented on which country? India, to conquer what? Our kingdoms as well as wealth of nation or wealth of our kingdoms. Right? Then especially he was trying first of all control Central Asia. Which one? Central Asia, and followed Iran. Which one? Iran. And yes, next target northwestern part of subcontinent. Northwestern part of subcontinent, right? Northwestern part of subcontinent. Why he was trying to invent it on our country? Because wealth purpose he was invented. Nearly was invented 17 times. How many times are every year? 17 times he was invented on northwestern part of India. to controlling of wealth, especially temples. He was targeted wealthiest temples. Which temple? Wealthiest temples. Why? Many kings of our country, our country, they are preserve their wealth wherein inside of the temples, right? That's why who was targeted? Yes, Sultan Muhammad targeted to attack on wealthiest temples. In that, one of the temple, Somanath temple, where in Gujarat. What is the temple name? Somanath temple. Somanath temple, where in Gujarat. Where in Gujarat, right? Understand? Yeah, who was attacked, invented on a country in between nearly every year between this 10th and 11th century. Sultan Muhammad belongs to Ghazni. He was Afghan ruler. He was target first of all Central Asia, next Iran, and northwestern part of subcontinent. But when he was invented or conquered the island or kingdoms, at that time he was very interested to write about their history, about the subcontinent information. That's why he was appointed one of the scholar. His name Al-Biruni. Which one? Al-Biruni. Yes, Arab scholar Al-Biruni. He was worked on Arabic work. Then he was written about Kitab ul Hind. Which one? Kitab ul Hind. Who was written Kitab ul Hind? Al-Biruni. Who was appointed him? Sultan Muhammad. Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni appointed. What? Yes, he was target to invented on the countries to conquer the kingdom of wealth of the country or kingdoms, and he was appointed scholars to write about their kingdom, about their life of the people, right? Like that, he was appointed scholar named Al-Biruni. He was written Arabic work. His name Kitab ul Hind. With the help of the Sanskrit scholars, he was trying and completed about Kitab ul Hind. Who was written this Kitab ul Hind? Al-Biruni, right? And actually, we want to discuss here Sultan, the special word Sultan Muhammad. What is Sultan Muhammad? Sultan means here rulers. It's a title of them, rulers. What is the meaning of Sultan? Ruler, right? And next we want to discuss after Muhammad Ghazni, after Sultan Muhammad Ghazni, then another Afghan ruler also invented on our country, especially where in northwestern part of India, on Chauhan's kingdom. Which kingdom? Chauhan's or Chahamanas kingdom, right? Next we are going to discuss Muhammad Ghori. What's the name? Muhammad Ghori, Afghan ruler invented on India. Now you understand about the Kanauj tripartite struggle between Gurjar Patiharas and Rashtrakutas and Palas, right? And next another king was outer part of India. He was come from Afghan ruler, Afghanistan. Afghan ruler invented on India. Nearly 17 times continuously he was trying to invent it. Then he was exploit our wealth, our country wealth, and take and go to their kingdom and development of their capital city, wherein Ghazni, right? Next another ruler, Muhammad Ghori. Yeah, Sultan Muhammad Ghori. Yes, who was next? Sultan Muhammad Ghori also invented on our country, especially in northwestern part of India. Yes, before we begin to discuss about Sultan Muhammad Ghori, then we want to discuss about Chauhans or Chahmanas, right? Before we discuss, right? Chauhans, Chahmanas, or Chauhans. Yeah, they were rulers of northwestern part of India, especially they ruled around Delhi. Which one? Delhi and Ajmer. Places around Delhi and Ajmer areas they ruled, right? They are trying, actually those who are the Chahmana kings, they are trying to expand their kingdom to western eastern part. From which side? West and eastern part. but it was controlled by the neighboring rulers. They are Chalukyas of which place? Gujarat. Chalukyas of Gujarat. Which place? Gujarat. They were controlled, those Chalukyas of Gujarat, and they were controlled to whom? Chahmana. There is no chance to expand their kingdom. Understand? At that time, another one also there, the western part of Uttar Pradesh, Gahadwalas. Which one? Gahadwalas of western part of Uttar Pradesh. Both, either it is Chalukyas of Gujarat and Gahadwalas of western Uttar Pradesh, they control to whom? Chahmanas. There is no chance to expand. And especially in Chauhan's kingdom, we want to discuss special one king is named Prithviraj. Prithviraj III. Yes, who was ruled between 1168 to 1192. Between 1168 to and 1192. He was ruled. Prithviraj III. He was ruled. At that time, only, yes, enter Afghan ruler Sultan Muhammad Ghori. To attack or invented or conquer to Hujma, northwestern part of India especially, was invented on Chauhans or Chahmanas. Then first time he was success. Prithviraj completely success in first time. In the famous battle is known as Battle of Tarain. Yes, Battle of Tarain won in the year 1191. 1191 AD. Battle of Tarain. Prithviraj defeated to whom? Sultan Muhammad. Then he went back. Then again he was come back with much supporters or warriors, subordinates, and again he was invented on Chauhan kingdom, especially again, on whom Prithviraj III. But the second battle of Tarain, in the year 1192. Second battle. Yes, Battle of Tarain. Second war. Second time he was invented. Who was invented? Sultan Muhammad Ghori invented an attack on whom? Prithviraj III. Then Prithviraj III was defeated and lost his power. Right? You understand? Yeah. Why the people of other, even not only kings of wherein inside of India, even other chief or kings also trying to attack, are invented on our country. Why they invaded our country? To get wealth or source of what? Our country. That's why they conquered. And after this once beginning of 30th century, then they established the Delhi Sultan Kingdom. We discussed the concept in next video. You understand up to now what we discussed related warfare for wealth. First war for controlling of canals, three-party struggle, and next we discuss about which one? Sultan Muhammad Ghazni. And next what we discuss about Chahmanas and Chauhans, Prithviraj III, and in this time only enter who? Sultan Muhammad Ghori, and he was first time defeated by the Prithviraj III, but second time he was attacked on Prithviraj III. Then Prithviraj III was defeated. He was lost the power in the year Battle of Tarain II in the year 1192. First Battle of Tarain 1191. Second Battle of Tarain which one? 1192. Right? These are all the concepts we discussed up to now in new kings and kingdoms. Dear viewers, I hope it's a very clear what we discussed up to now. Once we remember, we discuss about establishment of new dynasties. And second, what we discussed, the administration, how like their administration. And what we discuss about Prasasti? About Prasasti. Yes, Gwalior Prasasti, especially we discuss one example, right? And Prasasti and land grants. They ask the question, what is land grant? Yeah, those who are composed the Prasasti, for them kings are rewarded land, that is nothing but land grants. Right, next what we discussed? Yeah, the concept. Warfare for wealth. Warfare for wealth. I hope you understand up to now what we discussed, dear viewers. Those who are watching my video, thank you. The next concept regarding another kingdom, Cholas. About Cholas we discuss in part B video. Yes, those who are watching up to now, thank you everyone. Thank you all. Please like the videos, share the videos and subscribe my channel. Thank you all. We discuss in next video about Cholas, the same lesson about Cholas part B. Thank you all.